The wild is a place where survival depends not only on strength, but on awareness, communication and instinct, and whenever two powerful animals cross paths, the entire atmosphere of the forest, grassland or riverbank seems to change as if nature itself pauses to witness the moment. These encounters are not usually violent battles. Instead, they are controlled confrontations where animals rely on posture, body language and confidence to settle disputes without risking injury. A lion walking proudly along his territory may suddenly smell a herd of buffalo moving nearby, and his posture changes instantly. He lifts his head, tightens his muscles and steps forward with slow, deliberate confidence. The buffalo leader, sensing the lion's presence, moves his herd behind him and stands firm, lowering his head just enough to show readiness. For a few long seconds, the world around them becomes silent, the wind stops, birds grow quiet, and even the grass seems to freeze. The lion and buffalo stare at each other, each one understanding the ancient law of the wild. A real fight is only for moments when escape or retreat is impossible. So instead of charging, they engage in a silent exchange of dominance until one quietly steps aside and the balance of nature remains undisturbed. In the treetops, leopards deal with confrontation differently. When two leopards find themselves in overlapping territory, they rarely attack. Instead, they communicate through subtle signals. One may flick its tail nervously while the other growls softly, maintaining eye contact to judge the rival's confidence. A simple shift in posture, a raised shoulder, a lowered head, reveals whether the leopard intends to hold its ground or slip away silently. These animals understand that territory can be regained, but a single injury can mean death. Far away on the open plains, two mighty bull elephants approach each other, their enormous bodies casting long shadows on the land. During musth, when their hormones surge, their confrontations look intense, but even then, elephants rely on intelligence rather than blind aggression. They spread their ears wide, trumpet loudly and stomp the ground in powerful warning displays. If one senses that the other is stronger or more determined, he turns aside with dignity, avoiding a dangerous clash that could harm both. Above them, the skies hold their own silent confrontations. Eagles and hawks defend their territories with aerial displays, spiraling high into the sky, calling sharply and gliding in confident arcs to intimidate intruders. Their bodies rarely touch because their wings are their lifeline. Instead, they settle disputes with mastery of the air. In wetlands and rivers, hippos and crocodiles negotiate their boundaries with equal subtlety. A hippo rising from the water and opening its massive jaw is enough to send a crocodile drifting away peacefully, for both creatures know that a real fight would cause more harm than gain. Even monkeys participate in striking social confrontations. When two troops meet near a fruit tree, the forest erupts with loud calls, branch shaking and dramatic leaps meant to impress and intimidate. Yet these performances end quickly once one troop decides the fruit is not worth the risk, and both groups continue their day unharmed. In cold mountain ranges, snow leopards evaluate rivals with slow, controlled movements, exchanging deep growls that echo across rocky cliffs. They respect each other's power and understand that survival in such harsh conditions demands caution, not conflict. Even tiny creatures follow nature's law of nonviolent negotiation. Ants release chemical signals to warn rival colonies, and beetles engage in brief pushing contests rather than harmful fights. Whether in deserts, oceans, forests or skies, confrontation in the wild is less about violence and more about communication and balance. Each display, whether a roar, a flap of wings, a raised tail, a deep growl or a simple stare, holds meaning. These signals help animals avoid unnecessary danger while maintaining their territories, protecting their families and ensuring the survival of their species. The wild is not defined by constant fighting but by constant understanding, where animals master the art of ending conflicts before they begin. And in observing them, humans learn something valuable. True strength lies not in attacking, but in knowing when to stand firm, when to warn and when to walk away, keeping the harmony of life